News. It's your boy Carcino here. Let's speak on it for a minute because many fools just they don't know. They don't know because a lot of people are young. They only know where they're from. Every neighborhood is dangerous. Um, if you live in a poverty-stricken area, there's no glory in taking credit for things other people do. If you ain't doing those things, stop taking credit for what everybody else do. That don't have nothing to do with you. That don't make you tough because somebody did something in your neighborhood that had nothing to do with you. You wasn't moving with them. You wasn't making no moves. So don't claim anything that you don't have nothing to do with. You ain't a mover and shaker in the streets. You doing dope head B&Es. I ain't no hood story, Earl. This a true story, real story. Yeah, from Grove Heights, but my original neighborhood is the Robert Taylor home. I'm from the one. So if people don't understand what that was like, I'm from the one, but I never did anything over there. I never was in the Taylors banging. I was playing, having fun, hanging out with my friends, going to school. But if you know about the Robert Taylors, it's a lot of activity going on. But if that wasn't what you was about, then you stayed out of it. But see, that don't make you tough. Just because you was in a neighborhood where everybody else was doing stuff. It's a lot of punks in the neighborhood. So this goes out to try to educate these idiots who try to claim like where they from, like they're doing that. It's like, dude, you're on the internet every day. You're on YouTube every day. What block you shutting down? What bricks you moving? You're on YouTube all day. Who you running down on? So, I just try to bring people to the light and show them what's real. We keep the Robert Taylor Homes. I think he is from the Robert Taylor Homes, Corey Holcomb. Corey's probably from, I don't know, it's a lot of buildings. They're the white buildings, red buildings. But I'm from the one, 4101. But you got all these people that try to glorify nonsense I've seen some appalling things in life. I've seen a man shot in the throat. I've seen somebody who just was with us 5 minutes ago go around the corner and get his brains blown out. I mean, it's a violent world. Bullets could have easily hit us. Fools was acting up. We had to jump in the car with no back seat. They had crates as a back seat, but shoot, we had to jump in there. And the girl drove me to my house, and she was like, don't walk down there. Like, they shooting. I was like, oh man. So I didn't like, man, I'm straight. I can get back. She was like, no, just jump in the car. And she drove me. I just jumped in the back seat and she drove me to my crib. And I'm like, there's no back seat in the back seat. So I've been in those situations. I don't brag about them. I'm blessed to have survived them. I was out of town. Shotgun blast. This dude just happened to walk past. Somebody was aiming for me and my cousin. It was really aiming for him. He got into it with a dude on the way in there. And next thing you know, somebody let off a blast and it got dude all in his back. If you ask me, I still think it was the dude that was trying to get us earlier off jealousy. Because we was the new guys from out of town and all the girls was gravitating to us. Because we from out of town. So it's crazy. You gotta I'm born with my head on a swivel because of where I come from. But I've never glorified that because I know that isn't my life. That's other people's lives. When I'm telling hood stories, I don't glorify them. If I tell a hood story, in all my hood stories, I'm talking about what they could have done to avoid all that. This would happen, but it should have never happened because this is X, Y, and Z. So the hood stories never glorified any nonsense. Ours was educational. They're teachable moments. And you don't know how many people said, man, that situation happened to me. The exact same way, exact same story. That's wild. He was like, man, I wish I'd have saw this video then. Because I would have, shut that down. And I'll be like, man, I'm sorry to hear that. He's like, man, they got my boy the same way. Being in funerals and watching people from the opposite gang run in the funeral and knock over the casket and start kicking the dead body. You ever been through something like that? That's why I don't like to go to funerals in these situations, because they can become deadly. I've been at a funeral, they had police task force in the trees with rifles, thinking they finna come shoot up the funeral. They didn't even have his body in the casket. They had shipped his body to California to get buried, because that's where he's from. So he's buried out there by the Forum in LA. He was a Laker fan. It's all fitting. My boy is out there. But once again, it's not glorifying anything. It's teachable moments you can learn from. It's dangerous situations. A lot of people lost their lives. A lot of people had to strap up and go in and go war and fight for something they don't even know what the hell they fighting for. Life is crazy, man. And that's why life is a gift. It's precious. You only get one turn around the globe. So you basically appreciate every second and moment that you have on this planet because it can be gone in a minute. Seeing that makes you very humble. It takes you out of all the boastfulness, all the BS, because you've seen a bunch of real stuff in your life. I've seen a bunch of real stuff in my life, and I never was a part of it because I seen it. I know where it goes. Everybody's in a close proximity, and they in different gangs. I've seen what happens when a gang member, when everyone started to switch to another gang because of an incident that happened. They didn't like what happened. And most of the gangster disciples that was in the neighborhood, a lot of them, it was like a coup. And a lot of them flipped and turned into four-corner hustlers, which caused an inner war with the other people that they grew up with and went to school with. It's like, dog, we went to school together. We did this together. How in the world now y'all just gonna all flip and turn into four-corner hustlers? Just this little crew here? Now they four-corner hustlers now? Like what happened? So now, this group is four-corner hustlers because they don't like what they did. When somebody got violated for a reason they didn't agree with, so now they it was a revolt, and now this section is four-corner hustlers. That side is gangster disciples. Now it's gonna cause an inner war within people that know each other and grew up with each other. And civilians in between are the victims. They're the prey. Everyone try to do the best they can, bro. Thank everybody who donate to my Cash App, my Super Chat, everything, man. It's a blessing. But I'm telling you, they are coming up with ways to try to take everything, man. It's just unbelievable the way these people act now, these internet gangsters. You got this Uncle Crack guy. You got Tommy trying to come back. You got Gummy. You got all these fools on the internet pretending to be something that they're not. Gummy went to jail for driving with open containers and driving on suspended license. And he wants to act like he's the biggest gangster, tough guy in the world when he's just a big dumb clown. Alcoholic fool. Uncle Crack, who's done nothing but rob his own family, kept getting kicked out of everywhere he went, doesn't have a work history at all. Living in an assisted living facility because he's living off his father's name, but yet he's a tough guy from Cleveland. This is the type of BS. Everybody's internet tough. Then you got the other guy, KY, and how he's supposed to be this little short, cocky, tough guy when he was the yearbook editor. Now all of a sudden he's a tough guy running down on people in their own towns and cities. Then he gets pulled up on and embarrassed and made to look like what he truly is on social media. It embarrassed Detroit and everybody in it. And people are like, look, we don't know that man. He's not us.
I have the perfect Make this easy.
What? Ain't no need for no tears, baby. It's time to celebrate.
So, man, we seen it, man. I mean, my cousin's best friend got shot and killed on the bus in Julian. And I think that ruined my cousin's life. My cousin's supposed to be on that bus, but he wasn't. And then Blaine, his best friend, got shot and killed on the bus coming out of Julian High School. And that caused his parents right now is part of the march. They all, trying to keep the parents who keep losing their children. They part of every protest. They never let blame be forgotten. My cousin, he's just, to me, I think that messed him up. Like completely screwed him up. And a lot of people don't recover from that. But like me and him ain't really been like tight since. Like we see each other, we speak and stuff. It's all up, but we ain't really been tight since then. That's been some years ago. I want to say that was like, why we haven't? I mean, he's in California now. He's trying to redo his whole life in Cali. It's too much for him. He couldn't shake the weight. You know. Not everybody is tough enough to take that and keep moving forward, or see stuff like that and keep moving forward. Like people think I might be screwed up in their head just for being able to see it and normalize it so much. I was like, man, we saw a guy 5 minutes later, we just saw him 5 minutes ago. I'm like, what happened to him? It's like he he got hit. And that's not normal. So this is what I'm saying. All these other dudes trying to play tough on the internet. It's like, are you crazy? Are y'all really that crazy? Like it's really crazy out here. No, the reason why I put these glasses on is because I had them on because I brought them downstairs because they were somewhere they shouldn't be when I was cleaning up. So I already had them on. But the glasses don't make you tough. But let me take off my look so I can see what I'm saying. It don't mean anything. While we ain't close like that, we just ain't that close like we used to be. There ain't no real reason. We just ain't. He ain't around too much. He in California. But once that incident happened, he was in high school. I'm grown. So we in two different worlds. We really didn't grow apart. It's just that he's still family. It's just that like we don't call each other and say, hey, I don't even think I got his number in California. But they got mine. So if they need to hit me for something, they can. Oh, you always gonna have you got other people that want you to hit them up to see if they need something. It's like, what the fuck? Like you grown. What the hell you mean? I'm supposed to hit you up and just assume you need something. Like, the what? I feel like I made this money and you didn't. Right, Ted? We out of here. It's my, it's my. Jesus Christ, it's crazy. But you get these idiots on the internet that try to play like where they from. Like, I'm from Cleveland. Cleveland is tough. It's like Cleveland is tough. Everywhere is tough. Like, come get me and all this crap. It's like, come get you. Like, who? Don't nobody want to come where you at? What you gonna do? Stab somebody with a heroin needle? The hell somebody want to come get you for? I mean, these people are not important at all. They have nothing going on. Gummy got nothing going on. They got tough places in California. They got tough places in Iowa. They got tough places in Minnesota. Everywhere is tough. But are they tough because you make it tough? That's what you need to ask these YouTubers. Do you make it tough? Is you the reason why? Or you just trying to take credit for what somebody else did that was stupid in the neighborhood that made it dangerous and got police flooding it? Yeah, that's cool to brag on what somebody else did that was stupid and ain't got nothing to do with you. But you tough. This idiot Gummy gonna look on my police record and talk about, man, that's a soft ass gun charge you got. That little soft gun charge you got. Okay, well, at least he got a gun charge. I'm like, do you read the charge that says not guilty? Not guilty, buddy. My record is clean. And you talking about, man, he ain't got nothing on his record. He got some tickets, and then this was some gun stuff. I don't even know what happened here. You know what happened? Case dismissed. I won. I was facing 4 felonies and won. Because I hired a lawyer. My mom actually hired the lawyer, so credit to my mom. She chose the right lawyer. We both agreed this was it. He was the one lawyer talking about he was going to get me probation, but I can get that on my own. I ain't had no priors. I can get probation without you. I'm going to argue real hard for you the first time. Then when we come back, we might have to settle on a deal. I'm like, and then I'm supposed to pay you for that? I can get probation on my own. So we trying to get a lawyer. So once we got a lawyer that says, I think I can win this thing. I said, that's my guy. My mom's like, I was like, yeah, he said he think he can win. My mom's like, that's the one we want. And he was a former state's attorney, which means that he used to work with these people. So he knew the judge he could work with and the judge he couldn't. He said, oh no, I don't do well with this one. We're going to file a motion to get a new judge, which means I had to file the motion to get a new judge. So I had to go all the way down there, file paperwork for a request for a new judge. And I got it. So went for there. The police. It was like everybody was on my side. I felt bad for that prosecutor, whoever he was. He was just like his witnesses was all turning against him. I was just like weird. It was like, did he present any problems? No. He was nice. He did this, and I'm like, they're supposed to be testifying against me. Like everybody's working to help me out, even the judge. I was like, and the judge is like, not guilty. I'm like, but I want you to be careful. I want you to. I don't want to see you back in here again. I'm like, you ain't going to see me no more. I'm out. Well, yeah, I'm tired. I had a busy day. Me and Unc went out, hung out. You know what I'm saying? My uncle's been through a lot. You know, my uncle then took a lot of lives. You know, he spent a lot of time behind bars. We went and saw Creed 3 today. And we was just talking about the whole neighborhood, how everything was and everything. This is why he normally stay in the house. I took him out to the movies because he don't get to come out that much. Because, you know, if somebody say something crazy to that guy, it's not a good idea. You know, everybody going down. Because he will go out in a blaze if he have to. That's why he just stays in the house. If his temper get up, somebody can get laid down very quick. So that's why I take him, just no group. Just take him to the movies so he can enjoy himself. And we go back to the crib. He smoke his Have a Tampa on Black and Miles, you know, and relax. So yeah, I mean, he come up. He's old school. He know Larry Hoover. Not only do he know Larry, they were vice lords together. They were in the same house. This is before Larry Hoover became Gangster Disciple. He was a vice lord first. Mm-hmm. I mean, not a vice lord. I mean a Blackstone. He's a Blackstone. Wow. Unc was a vice lord. He was a Blackstone. Unc came from the west side to the south side. And that's how he met Larry and everybody. When he came to the south side, he's a vice lord. They were Blackstones. And they ended up turning to, he knew Jeff, Ford, all of them. And my uncle is the one that brought the vice lords to the south side. They were all out west. They migrated here. He was one of the first vice lords ever to be in the south side. So they all were cool. Him, Larry, Jeff Ford, Lotta, all cool. Oh, I don't live in the city no more. I haven't lived in the city in years. I just hang out in the city because you got family there. So if there's some I need to go to the city for, I go to the city. But Unc is the original Vice Lord. They were Stones. He was a Lord. Then came the MCs, the Mickey Cobra. They're Vice Lords, but they really Stones. They call Cobra Stones, Cobra Stone Vice Lords. So they was all basically one thing. But the Mickey Cobras are really Cobra Stones. Cobra Stone, Vice Lord. Then there's Travelers, then there's CDLs. It's all different versions of Vice Lords, different sets. Tell you, it's crazy. You got maniacs and maniac insane Vice Lords. You got all kind of different groups. It gets more and more crazy when you try to figure all that stuff out. If you ain't around it, if you ain't seen it, everybody just respect theirs, you know? I'm just saying, at that time, everybody had structure. The government used to fund the Blackstones. They were a peace organization that was funded by the government. The government used to give them checks. They used to have educational classes where they used to teach. They were like the Panthers, but working for the government. Jeff Boy had them organized. Then the government was starting to get word that they're a gang and they're doing all this. So then they started to be treated as a gang, and the rest is history. Everybody just gotta respect everybody else's stuff, but now it's like the wild wild west out there. A BD will take out another BD. He's cool with a GD and a maniac Latin disciple. You know, they got MLDs and SDs. They're buddies. It's all about who's in your crew, not what gang you from now. It's crazy. It's like, then what you in the gang for? The gang don't even provide you with nothing. It's like, who's the chief? You don't even have a chief. It's like, it's all messed up. Yep. But I felt we talked long enough. So I'm gonna talk to y'all probably tomorrow, or might do something later tonight. I don't know. Right now I'm finna chill for a minute. All right. God bless. Get some rest.